Hi, my name is Sam Obafemi. Yesterday I was trying to persuade someone to join in sponsoring the BCP conference, the Behavioral Change Practitioners Conference. And we got into a conversation. And she said, but everybody's talking about drug abuse. Everybody's talking about drug addictions. I don't know why you're also talking about it. Why is it suddenly everybody's talking about this? I think that we're over flogging this. I think we're over talking about this. I think we need to calm down. We need to chill. We're making it look like a serious issue. And, that got me thinking. Is it possible to overemphasize a crisis, an epidemic? Is it possible to overtalk in the situation of crisis? But I see a sense in what she says. I think that for all of us who have decided to make a case and talk about substance abuse and addiction, we need to be able to demonstrate that we are not fighting against the people, the teenagers, the young people, and everyone who is susceptible and who is hooked on drugs and substances. We're not fighting them. But we need to come to a place where they are well informed on the potentials and the risks involved in being hooked on drugs and substances. I want to encourage all of us, my fellows in this field, who are interested in discussing substance intake, substance use, substance abuse, and addiction, that we need to communicate effectively so that those who are victims and who are struggling with these vices do not think we're fighting a war against them. We're not fighting a war against those who take drugs and those who are ingesting and abusing drugs and those who are hooked on these drugs. Rather, we're helping you understand the tools and capacities that you need to be able to overcome that limitation. There's a lot that drugs does to you. There's a lot that it does to you. And if we can understand that there is a need for you to master your use of drugs, then we all would have been safe. I particularly told this woman, my commitment to this crusade has nothing to do with how many people are doing it. In fact, if everybody can join this campaign and create several fronts of enlightening and helping and instilling knowledge and instilling willpower and instilling capacity in the people who want to do drugs, the more the merrier. So this BCP conference is only one of several channels that need to come on board for more people to help more people. If one can reach one, then all of us will be healed over time. That is the goal. I'm particularly sure that the more informed we are about the challenges of our situations, the more strategic we can be and the more deliberate we can become in finding answers. And so I would like to invite you again to join this movement that discusses the use of drugs, abuse of drugs, and addiction to drugs. I'd like you to know more about this. For instance, today at 5:30 on Silverbird, or is it 6:30 or 7:30, the documentary by Dr. Tony Rapo titled My Lagos Diaries airs. And if you can, I would like you to tune in on Silverbird and watch it. The same thing happens tomorrow, Sundays at 7:30 on AIT. I am particular about the fact that if we know more about this vice, if we know more about this dilemma, we will do more about it and we'll be able to confront it together. So this is not a function of competition. This is not a function of trying to outwit who. It's a function of the fact that we have a national assignment, in fact, a global assignment, and all of us can join on this battle. I strongly advise, I strongly welcome you to join us as we push this knowledge out, as we push this awareness out. It's a humble privilege for me to have the nod of Dr. Tony Rapu, who is coming to Abuja for the BCP conference to extol and expand on the subject of how this issue is a crisis for us. It's something we need to pay attention to. It's a privilege for me that Oscar Ogedengbe and Tega Omogo, who themselves have gone through this crisis, are coming on board to share the pains that are involved in this problem of drugs. There are several of us that do this that we don't know. I was having a chat with someone yesterday. She said she didn't have a happy upbringing and she was dealing with migraines, terrible migraines. And all she was hooked onto at that time was paracetamol. But as she was growing, she gradually moved from paracetamol to Novalgine, from Novalgine to Tramadol. And all she wanted to do was just to be healed. She just wanted to stop the migraines. They were killing her. So the thing is, many of us or many people get hooked on substances not because they planned to get hooked, not because they planned to become addicts, not because they planned to become a crisis. Thank you, Sandra God's Power. I really appreciate you. Many people who get hooked on substance did not plan to get hooked. They just wanted to fix a problem. We need to understand this thing. So it's easy for us to judge them. It's easy for us to blame them. It's easy for us to cast aspersions. It's easy for us to demonstrate like we're holier. It's easy for us to demonstrate and feel that we are more perfect. We have better background. We were brought up better. We had better options. It's very easy to have this kind of thoughts. But I tell you the honest truth, if you have dealt with anything before, if you have struggled with anything before, you would understand that you didn't choose your struggle many times. Sometimes curiosity, sometimes a pain, sometimes a crisis. Something can push you into something. In fact, in mental health first aid, we say most people become addicted to a vice out of escape from another problem. People run away from a problem and become hooked on a solution that they don't want to leave. I've heard someone tell me that her family member did not want to leave the hospital because he was there for a long time. And that environment became a safe place. Because if he left that place, he felt he was going to relapse. He felt he was going to go back into the pain and the crisis. So sometimes you need to understand that some of the struggles people go through, they didn't choose it. They are running away from another problem. And that place of safety, that place of a temporary solution, that place that looks like I've found comfort here, I've found safety here, I've found security here, I've found solace here. That place of safety may just be all they want. It's not easy to take them out. If someone has been on drugs to be high and cut off from the reality of a failed marriage, cut off from the reality of a failed career, cut off from the reality of bad parenthood, cut off from the reality of being broke and poor, how easy is it to take that person out of drugs? What is the alternative you have that will make the person choose to leave being hooked on drugs? We need to be very pragmatic, and we need to be very objective about this. So when we handle people that are dealing with vices, judgment is the last thing. We don't even need it. This is my recommended steps. Number 1, acceptance is primary and very essential. If you're going to be involved in any form of therapy, including drug rehabilitation, the first thing you must learn is to accept people for where they are. You cannot choose to accept people for where you think they should be and where you wish they were. If you're going to help anyone, accept them for where they are at the moment is key. Second thing, when you have accepted them for where they are, assess their capacity and the resourcefulness they have for where you think they should be. Because many times we assume people can do what we want them to do, and then our systems and procedures fail. We assume that, have you not been reading? I thought you go to church. I thought you said you're a Christian. I thought you said you read books. I thought this, I thought that. I expect you to do this. I think you should take initiative. It doesn't work. Assess people for the capacity that they have and the capacity they do not have for where you think they need to get to, for where they want to go. So when you meet someone who is hooked on drugs, you need to be able to understand what they know and what they don't know that may help or may not help their willingness to leave drugs. When I was watching one of the documentaries of My Lagos Diaries by Dr. Tony Rapo, the story of Fatima and the story of Sunday got me crying. Because after 2 years of managing them, they had a relapse. I mean, after 2 to 3 years of leaving drugs, one day they walked back into that crisis, that bond, that hold. It broke me. So sometimes capacity in itself is relative. Capacity sometimes is a moving vehicle. Capacity sometimes has to keep increasing. There has to be a consistency of checks and balances. Because honestly speaking, it is not easy. It is not easy at all. So that's number 2. Number 1, I said accept them for where they are and who they are. Number 2, assess their capacity for where you think they should be and where they want to go. Number 3, be willing to be a resource person. Grant them resources. Learn by yourself and give. Learn by yourself and give. And you know, sometimes we who do motivational talk and speaking, we think it's all about the talking. We think it's all about the reading. We say, oh, you know what? Let them read. Oh, let them watch a documentary. Oh, let them stay away from the environment that triggers these emotions, these cravings. I need us to be open-minded. There are different channels that people can use for recovery. Several unlimited channels. So, as a therapist and as someone who is involved in drug rehabilitation, study the subject, study the person you're working with, and understand what method or tool can work for them. So don't just give a blanket resource and say, oh, I have this ebook, read it will help you. Oh, I have this club or group, join it will help you. Oh, I have this song, listen to it will help you. These are relative. They may not help. So I appeal to you, study the subject, study the person whom you're working with, whom you're trying to rehabilitate, whom you're trying to support, and understand their methodology, the methodology that works for them. That's why in our practice we do personality assessments, we do cognitive assessment, we do psychotherapy, and so that we can understand the modus operandi around the person's thinking and doing. It's very important for you to please pay attention to such methods. Be very important, please. Know what method works for them. Number 4, grow your own capacity. Because I've noticed sometimes our patients grow capacity, we help them until the point where all our tools are exhausted and then we are stuck. Even we are stuck. You don't want to get to that point, do you? That is why every year I spend an average of between $5,000 to $7,000 developing a new skill, attending a new training, participating in a new program. I make sure every year I step up to the plate. I take my training and knowledge and learning a notch higher. I have trained well over 300 people in the last 2 years in almost everything I've learned. And that's why coming to SOPCA has been a major revelation for many people. When people come to SOPCA, they marvel at the content we share. It is because for every training and qualification I acquire, I come back and I give as much as I can. And as I give, I share my qualification, I share my expertise. And that's why in SOPCA we have very resourceful coaches who know the depth of issues. They can go to the real fabric of the problems and proffer pragmatic solutions. In SOPCA, we don't do theory, we don't cram, we do practical, technical work, and we get to the fabrics of the problem and understand the methodology around fixing it. So this is for me a very deliberate strategy. And so I really believe that if you develop yourself, you are increasing your capacity and threshold for giving solutions to people. Don't joke with your growth. Some of us want to make a lot of money, but we're not ready to invest in ourselves. It doesn't work that way. And some of you want solutions from Coach Sam, but you don't want to pay commensurate measure for what you're looking for. It does not work that way. So I like to just say, grow your capacity. It's very, very important. Number 5, and the last point I'm going to talk about in this: support people who are doing the work. Please drop your ego. Please stop unhealthy competition. We are all the same team, if you look at it. All of us are fighting to help humanity. That's just the bottom line. Whether you look at it from the marketing angle, or you look at it from the legacy angle, or you look at it from the visionary angle, or you look at it from the strategic angle, at the end of the day, we're talking to humanity. All our work is impacting on lives, whether we like it or not. So while I understand competitive advantage and marketing and branding and market share, if you look at it from the impact angle, especially with respect to issues like drug abuse and rehabilitation, we need to come together as a team. We need to collaborate. That is why I admire what Tony Rapu is doing. I am supporting him all the way. My trainer, Larry Olushola, has started, or he held a radio show on substance abuse. I supported the radio show. My friend Tunji, Pastor Tunji, he's also doing a therapy program on drugs, abuse, and rehabilitation. I'm in full support. The thing is, for as long as this subject matter is concerned, we all must be involved. Like I've said a billion times, and I will keep saying, your family may not be hooked on drugs, but you have no control over whom your family will meet in future. Anything may go wrong. We don't want to wait until anything goes wrong. Play your role. Play a part. And it's in this part I would suggest and say, please go on to bcpconference.org and sign up for updates, for tips, for content, for information, for help, and of course, to register to attend our conference. Even if you're not going to be at the conference physically, please register so you can be kept abreast, because we're going to be streaming live and we need to notify you of the times and the methods and all that. We need to keep you abreast. So please register on bcpconference.org and you'll be carried along every moment of the way. You can also follow us on social media, BCPConf 2018, BCPConf 2018 on Twitter and Instagram. And you'll be glad to see our updates. Most importantly, please support our work. Please support our work. Share our content. Follow us on Facebook. BCP Conference is on Facebook. Follow us, share our work, encourage everyone to follow our work. And most importantly, let us get this out there. Please share this video. As you're watching it, I've shared 5 tips for working with people, 5 tips of working with people as a therapist or a support system, 5 tips I shared. So please share this video. Don't just like it, don't just watch it. Please click on share as you watch right now. Kindly click on share as you watch right now and let as many people get an opportunity to watch this video with you. If you're on Facebook, I'd like you to join me tonight at 8 p.m. as I'm hosted by Esosa Longe in her group Fertility in Infertility. I'll be talking about how your mind can influence you in conceiving your baby. This goes out to all women who are seeking biological birth, conception and birth. We are holding on with you in faith, believing that your time is near. And if you'd like to know more, get more resources, please follow Esosa Longe or just follow this the comment section of this video. We're going to put the link here. Omotola Rema, please put the link in the comment section so people can join on the session tonight. It holds at 8 p.m. in a Facebook closed group. It's a closed group, so you need to sign up. It is free to attend, so please click on the link, join the group, and watch me tonight as I talk about how your mind influences your capacity to conceive and have your babies. We believe that everyone is fertile. You just need to understand the methodology and the strategies for conceiving your baby, and by the grace of God, you would get your answers and you will be stimulated enough to have your child. So, if this video has made any sense to you, please share it. Please talk about it. Please register on bcpconference.org. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BCPCONF 2018, BCPConf 2018. I would like to really say thank you for joining in this video. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Sandra God's Power, you're so kind. Your reactions are really encouraging. Thank you, Omotola Rema. Thank you, GCL, Olarewaju Ezenwata Agbola. Thank you, my big bro, Kunle Joe Komolafe, all the way from the US. Thank you, Gabriel Obuegbu. Thank you, Dot Roy, Oladotumuiwa, Fadeye. Thank you, my big bro, Emmanuel Adeyi. Thank you, so many people. Mildred Simi Yang. Thank you, Emily Wale Koya. Thank you, most especially, thank you again to Sandra. Thank you, Lydia Lawrence. Sandra has posted an outline of my points. Thank you. Thank you, Rinret, for joining. Thank you, Fumiolo Yede. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to share this video. It is very important to me that you share this video. It's very important to me that you communicate the values of this work. It's very important to me that you register on our website. It's very important to me that you tell someone to register on our website. The conference is free. To attend the conference in Abuja is 100% free of charge. If you cannot make it to Abuja, you can follow us on our live stream. So please register on the website bcpconference.org. And if you'd like to become a SOPCA coach, please call on the number 0807-361-0884. If you'd like to become a SOPCA coach, please call on 0807-361-0884, and you'll be able to join our faculty and coaches as time goes on. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful Saturday. It's a great day, and most importantly, I'd like to leave you with a word of affirmation. I believe in myself. I am stimulated by the power of God. Every day I arise in new power, new mercy, new competencies, and new capacity. My name rings a bell, and my name is an encouragement for myself. My mind is active. My mind is active. My mind is positive. My mind is gracious. Sandra, yes, you are correct. That's the number. I have capacity to do what I need to do. I receive quality answers for every question in my subconscious. I am growing in grace, in capacity, in strength, in fortitude, and insight. Only the people I need come into my life, and the people whom I do not need are leaving. I am whole, I am healthy, I am gracious, I am full of wisdom. My body is responding to my mind, and it is working for me. All my faculties and thinking are helping me to achieve my results. I am a happy soul. Happiness is attractive to me, and I'm attracted to happiness. I am wealthy. Money loves me, and money is coming, and I am getting it. I am wealthy and rich. I am kind and considerate. My weaknesses are helping me to understand myself, and I am using them for the benefit of myself and mankind. My strengths stimulate me and encourage me, and my strengths are to be used and are being used for mankind's benefit. I am grateful. I am thankful. I am grateful. and thankful. I am grateful and I'm thankful. For life and living, I am grateful. And from the top of my head to the sole of my feet, I am a changed representative of God. Every day, I know what to do to get my results. So help me, God.